This show is part of the HeadStuff podcast network.
Killian, we were recently, we were recently slagging you about being a bit of a bumbling kind of klutz buffoon.
Yeah.
Cut the top off my finger.
Oh,
Tony, what's
My
going on
hair's
with
there.
your hands?
Jesus.
You keep injuring your hands.
You know, I hammered my fucking thumb the other day.
Are you? What's going on?
My daughter scrabbed my face.
Oh,
That's not your fault.
That's what you wouldn't
It
tell
is
us
my
last
fault.
night.
You
Yeah,
asked
you
how
had
you
her.
asked how I got this scar.
You had the child.
You want to know how I got this scar?
But it's cleaned off now. We were
It
out
has.
last night. We went to go see a comedy. Someone who's very much our exact equal peer.
Very much so.
Deirdre O'Kane.
Deirdre
Of
O'Kane.
course, we all came up together. We all started together 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember Little D, we used to call her. She'd be running around. She was a firecracker of a
She'd be
woman.
running around. Like, remember
Firecracker.
30 years ago, she'd
one
be
day.
running.
One day.
That's always the thing. That's the thing back in the day. Women were always running around everywhere.
Yeah.
And then there was
You
some
don't
that
see
were.
the women running around as much anymore.
You don't see them running around. And there were some that were
Walking.
firecrackers of a thing, and then there were some that weren't. And that's the way it was back then.
Yeah, and
she
we-
would have been one that was a little firecracker.
I always thought of her as a wet thing.
yeah.
I mean,
He's allowed to say that.
we're allowed to say that because we can. Anyway, welcome to the podcast this week.
They're attractive. They're very attractive.
Hot and loud.
and a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around. Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy. It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Welcome to the podcast this week, but all other weeks, not welcome.
We're tired this week. I'm still tired.
Sorry, I cut the top off my finger.
Oh, sorry.
Oh
we're
my
going to go
God,
back on
bit more
that.
time on that, bit
Sorry.
more time on
Okay,
that.
what did
Was
you
it very
do?
sore?
What job were
I
you
know.
do-
Sorry, no, I don't really have much of a story to it. I was bringing out the glass bottles. The now, which has become, I could build a fucking Aztec temple with the amount of glass bottles I have around the side. They need to get a blue bin. Anyway, I was just picking them up and I was moving them around, and then my hand felt cold, and I looked down and there was blood everywhere, and I cut the top off it. Now I put the top back on like a little hat, and I put
Oh, like an actual...
yeah,
How much of the top are you talking here?
like half a centimeter.
Are we talking like, let's say, like the Edges hat?
I think some
the Edges
people...
beanie.
Kind of like the Edges hat.
I am thinking of my squeamish brother listening to this.
No,
We're
it's
struggling
fine.
with it.
No,
like
I
if
was
the
saying
Edges hat was...
if the top from knuckle to top is the head of a finger, I would say,
Which it is.
yeah, I would say it's kind of the sort of hat you might put on to make a child laugh.
Okay. One that might have a little like spinny thing on the
No,
top.
yeah, like
A yarmulke?
Kind of like a bit smaller than a yarmulke, maybe like a small cowboy
But on
hat.
top. That's kind of at the
Okay,
rear.
so halfway between the Edges
You put
beanie and a yarmulke.
a Dolly's hat.
Okay.
Dolly
you know.
Parton?
No.
Okay.
Not like a big, but I said it to
Playmobil
my-
hair.
I said it to my mum as well. No, that'd be too big.
Okay.
A Lego man's hat.
What about a singer-songwriter one that hangs off the back of their head?
Kind of a Mr. Steal Your Girlfriend, kind of
Yeah.
met this guy at
You
the
know-
yoga retreat.
you know those
I want not
guys?
coming home kind of vibes. No, that would be too big. It was very small. But I love my finger and I don't want to lose that.
Yes.
And like I said to my mum as well, I cut the top off my finger. She's like, oh, did you? Oh, poor thing. Moved on. And I'm like, are we not, are we so fucking over?
Did you go to a hospital?
No.
Well, like...
And then it didn't need stitches. They're just like, you just probably have a little less finger now.
Right, okay.
a little less finger, but a lot more man.
But is that not like, maybe it's just because I'm not a child anymore.
Yeah. You don't get
Like if it was a
sympathy.
child, it'd be like you cut the top of his finger, it'd be like big deal or whatever. What's going on? Like I feel like in the
Yeah.
90s, you cut the top off your finger.
But Tony,
Maybe
that's
you were a
30 years
child.
ago. You haven't been a child for some time.
No, I know, but I feel like in general,
We talk
just
about it as if it was the 90s. You should be saying when I was a child.
no. I feel like in the 90s,
It's not
people,
like all men in their 50s in the 90s would cut their fingers and they would go, ah! Like that's not how it worked.
I felt like there was just
you.
less going on in the 90s that you could get a week out of that and be like, you all right about that finger thing? I'm like, yeah, put a plaster on. Oh, well, I'm thinking of you. Like now
Again,
it's
I
just
think you're confusing the 90s with you being a kid.
from what I remember, my perspective.
Killian, we're trying.
When
There's
I-
too many layers going on to this conversation.
Anyway, I'm just
Killian's
saying.
pushing that 90s narrative about Killian doesn't know what the 90s are. You really want to talk about how spoiled you are or something?
No, I want to
I mean,
talk.
it's unclear, and I just we're in the weeds here, lads.
No,
We're
I
in the
think
weeds
I
here.
think it's clear. I think Tony wanted to cry and get sympathy, but because he's a grown man with children, he's not getting that.
I'm not getting it, and my ma didn't care,
Well, she's busy.
and you's moved on straight away.
We're busy.
I'm infirm.
We're busy too.
You have a plaster on.
I'm a fucking, what's it called? Amputee.
Right.
In some, kind of like small a bit, Anyway, I'm going to buy big gloves. We were at a gig last night.
So I've been at the gig. We're still in the warm afterglow of our 2 sold-out appearances in Dublin's 3 Olympia Theatre. Look, it was so lovely. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. It was unbelievable.
pure magic.
Honestly, 2 of my favorite gigs I've ever done.
Oh my God.
I'm still tired. That was a very big week. I did 2 of my own shows as well.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Killian, like a pussy, cancelled his Galway show because of a little storm.
A little storm.
Yeah, I know.
750,000 homes had no electricity.
I'm only joshing with you. Of course, you made the right decision, and you must think of everyone's safety before their comedy. Very good.
I
am bollocksed. I am bollocksed.
I found it very hard as well because it kind of felt like the boat gigs felt like a Friday. This is our Friday.
Yeah.
And then I had 3 more days of the week, and I was just like, I couldn't do it. I felt like I'd done everything I could for the week or something, and I couldn't really get into any other kind of work.
Yeah, so you got out the hammer and the chisel and you put it on your finger and you said,
And then I
let's
put
do
the
something.
fucking need to fucking
You were like,
get some attention.
you'd
here.
already gotten attention from 3,000 people, and then suddenly they were gone, and you're like, I need attention somehow. So you get the hammer out, you bash it, you go to your mum, you say I got
know
a
what?
boo boo, and then she says, all right, fine.
You're actually scaring me in how this might be true, and I need to go back into therapy. I think. Because I think actually that is true. I think even your reaction to my finger, I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. And I do think I need to go back to therapy. I think I was like, the attention. I'm like,
You need to work on your energy, the energy flow.
yeah.
There was a lady came to my show in Greystones, Mark's mother. Mark, you know who you are. Met them at the end, and she wanted to ask, how do you decompress after the show? But what she said was, and I'm not slagging her, I'm just saying what she said. She went, your energy. And then kind of said nothing. And I was like, yeah. And then eventually she went, how do you calm down? And then I told them a story about how the other day I caught myself, like you think like, oh, I can manage it. I can manage there's a lot of energy, a lot of attention on you. There's a good 80 minutes there of you speaking to a room of a few hundred people. And that's high, or in the case of Olympia, over 1,000 people, 1,200 people. And you're like, charged, fully ready to go. How do you calm down? And the other day I was a bit jittery and I caught myself driving. I came off the motorway and I forgot to slow down. And I was like going through Temple Oak Village at like 110. I was like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? So yeah, you do have to be mindful.
Unfortunately, we'll have to report you for that. But that's thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, it's tricky doing big gigs, like going to do like a 20-minute gig, grand, right? You come home, you're grand. But when you do your own show, then you're like, and if you do it in Dublin, close to home, you're back at home so quick. I did Dundrum the other day, and you're lovely gig in Dundrum, by the way. But I did it at my debut there. And then I was at home so quick, and I was like, oh, I feel weird. I'm at home. I feel strange now. I'm just, and Raymond's like telling me his normal stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, you know I'm a fucking star. You know what I mean? Adore me.
The Wednesday after our gigs, I was looking at the stuff I needed doing around the house when I cut my finger, but then it was also like I was there like fixing the toilet seat, and I was actually just staring at the toilet seat. And then Terry walked in, and I was like, she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know how to like get this off. And I was kind of like in a weird kind of like, well, this isn't good enough now. I came off a fucking stage. Now here I am fucking looking at a toilet seat, and we're back to the mundanity of it all. I need to cut my finger off,
I have a top man tip or
A top man tip.
A top man tip.
Skinny jeans.
A skinny
extra
jeans
small
tip,
top.
a Rihanna t-shirt tip. That if you move into a new house, like rental accommodation, or you've bought your own, congratulations, getting up on the ladder. Hope your mum and dad helped out and all the rest. Replace the toilet seat immediately. Do not poop on the other people's toilet seat. Like, do not.
Well, don't poop on it. Don't poop on a toilet seat.
Not on it, but your legs will be on it. Don't sit on another person's toilet seat.
Shane, that's not how you use them.
And I replaced the
Buy
toilet
a new
seat.
toilet seat, poop on it.
Bring a new toilet seat. It should be what you bring on the
needs
way
to be
in with your cleaning
have your
products.
scent.
There's
Should
another,
have a new one.
once you lift that one up, the lid up, there's a hole and you can sit on it and it goes straight through.
Right. I just was actually trying to give my top man advice.
I let my
know
wife
what a
sit on the
toilet
top
looks
toilet
like.
seat, and I sit on the bottom one, and we share so that we don't ever kind of cross
I
contaminate.
usually just piss in the cistern to save water as well.
Much better off. Well, I only flush after a poop.
Oh,
So-
gross. Okay, I didn't mean this to sound so bad.
That's
But
not true.
my top man tip is I did keep the little tool that came with the toilet seat. I put that aside. I said, next time I change
In
the
a
toilet
cup?
seat, I'll have that. It's not quite in a cup, look, but it is. The boners know what we're talking about. Sorry, guys, we're dipping into the boners.
demure little laugh. Like you
If you want to know what we're
Not
talking
quite
about,
in a cup.
join
Not quite in a
HeadStuff
cup.
Plus right now.
only support our
HeadStuffPodcast.com and
I
support our
really
podcast.
liked just there when you said, I know what a toilet is. And it kind of like, you said it like a politician on getting grilled. You were like, I know what a toilet is.
I know what a toilet is.
Minister.
No, look,
I know
nobody.
what a bloody toilet is.
Nobody. You doing
Okay.
Eddie Redmayne?
Yeah, I know the bloody toilet. Is that what you want to hear? Oh, fuck, hang on.
Hold on, you can get it. You had it. The
You
other
had
day.
hang
it the
on,
other
hang
day.
on.
Tony did an Eddie
You're,
Redmayne the other
very
day.
good
He had
Eddie
it.
Redmayne.
Okay, come, we're going to go to the hotel and we're going to get wear that dress you like, okay? Okay. I know what a bloody toilet is, all right?
That was Michael Caine. Oh,
There's too much on me. There's too much on me.
Okay.
Get the saw out of his hand.
Can I dip into the mail ball bag on
Please.
Maine? Is
Yes.
that okay?
Yeah.
I know we don't normally.
I know we're on Eddie Redmayne right now. Maybe not.
Oh, very good, very good. But we have
I know,
someone
it's
has
good.
written in. Last week we were talking about Jim Larkin.
Oh, yeah.
remember
Big
that?
hands.
Now, if you bear with, actually, I should have got this ready.
Should have got an Eddie Red email.
Ready made.
So this is a listener has written. This is from my mother, Mrs. Daniel Byrne. has
Oh,
written in.
Mrs. Daniel
And
Byrne.
she said, Jim Larkin had 2 sons then involved in politics and trade union movement. Your granddad used to know and talk about Jim Larkin Jr. Now, I will say, in a kind of a Jerry the Hutch maneuver here, she actually wrote Jum Larkin, which I quite enjoy.
Oh, that's fun.
Granddad used to talk about Jim Larkin Jr.
Oh, Jum.
And I think he called to the house once.
What?
There you go.
Jum himself.
There you go. Because my roots, of course, were union people, not just in our trade union, but also the credit union. Both my granddad's names are on the plaque in the credit union. And then she also added, she said, the Goonies should have got a
says, "Do
mention.
not let
I'm not
these
sure what
men
that
in."
was about.
What'd you say?
The Goonies.
His grandparents, the plaque. And then I said, he said, both my grandparents on a plaque. And I said, it says, do not let these men inside.
Oh, fun. Sorry.
That's disrespectful to their memory and to the credit union movement globally. The sons are called Jim and Dennis. And she just knew all that from her childhood. She said something about the Goonies should have got a mention. And then she also finished up
get
with
in here.
Jim and Dennis. She finished up with, you sound like very good friends on the podcast.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's nice. And also
Best of
not
friends.
true.
Yeah, not true, but
not
it's good
true.
to know that we can still put it on.
You can see how irritated I've been the last 30 seconds while trying to get that line out. We're not friends. It's
We
hard in
also-
here.
It is hard though when we go on, shows. It's like kind of like with the cast of Friends. We go on these kind of talk shows, and people are like, "I like you guys. You guys hang out outside of the show," and we have to be like, "Yeah, sometimes."
great.
I text Killian the other day. I was helping Shane with a VPN a couple of weeks ago. We constantly we're the best of friends, and it sounds so kind of strenuous.
Yeah, whatever.
Do you want to stay? Are you okay?
No, I just wanted to do something to make it sound like I don't like him.
Oh,
And
okay.
and when in fact I love him.
Do you know, I felt we did the podcast the other day and we did have to do a lot of intense work together, a hard, tricky balance, a lot of people in the room, all this kind of thing. And I really enjoyed the live podcast, but I actually felt closer to you both. I did.
I did feel.
I did feel
Yeah.
that. I did. I was like,
Yeah.
we're better friends because of the work. I did feel that.
Well,
It scared me a little.
And I do want to
It
say,
scared you?
It scared me a little,
Why so?
just because everything's borrowed and nothing's permanent.
Sure. Yeah. No.
know
Well,
what I
no.
mean?
The end of life is the end of chaos. Of course. The end
Yeah,
of
yeah.
life. Of course.
You were going to say
Really
something
Nietzsche?
nice though.
Killian?
Oh, fuck! The way you both turned there.
You said I did want to say.
Oh yeah, that and like not and in keeping I feel and totally second and third all the things you guys were saying, but I definitely didn't want to see you guys for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, you did feel that?
Well, I mean, I was like, whoa, spent a lot of time with those guys.
We got 3 days away or something. Oh, no,
Yeah, that
five.
was
We got
great.
5 full
Yeah.
days away from
And then
each
we
other.
saw each other, Deirdre Kane, last night, and I was delighted to see you.
Yeah.
But
the wonderful Deirdre Kane.
yeah, wonderful. And she was just a little nipper.
She was a firecracker.
Little
of
firecracker.
a weapon.
And she was brilliant. We did a bit about Dad saying things wrong a few weeks ago.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
thought really nice.
Yeah, let's keep the ball bag on Maine. Why not?
Yeah, let's do
It's
it.
a treat for us all.
So this is
From
from
the Eddie Redmayne.
John Lurkin.
Hi there, anonymous. Please, if read out, you'll know why. For the request on yesterday's episode about things your parents got wrong, the first one is related is the only one related. What is it? The first one is the only related one.
It's only really to that topic.
But the rest happened the same evening. This is parents saying things wrong. Dizzy Rascal comes on stage. Me, I saw him at Trinity Ball this year. Dad, who is he? Is that Kanye West? Ma'am, no, that's Snoop Dogg.
But I mean, extra credit for knowing that Snoop Dogg exists, I suppose.
Fair fucks.
Other things they said that evening. Dad, would they be showing this in Saudi Arabia, do you think?
There you go. Yeah, sure.
Okay, they must have been watching something on the telly. Ma'am, why are they talking in French? John, did you turn the telly to French?
I mean, that is gorgeous. The assumption that they're obviously watching a French thing. It's like somebody must have changed this to French.
John, did you turn the telly to French?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Ma'am, about flag carrier
Oh, the Olympics, I assume.
from Antigua and Barbuda. Barbuda. Chewing gum, look at him. Dad, I don't want to look at Belgium.
Right, okay.
Oh, wow.
He has his prejudices.
Maybe keep the TV off fucking French. then.
Ma'am, to me, stop being a prick, would you?
Okay, well, that's cruel of her. She shouldn't
That's
have said
very
that.
cruel.
No,
I did get some in. We got some in on the Instagram.
Did you turn the
as well.
telly
I
to
would say
French?
Dizzy Rascal, Kanye West, and Snoop Dogg are the three most different looking men.
I have to say, they couldn't look
They
more
couldn't
different.
Look, Kanye is quite short.
Yeah.
Snoop famously quite tall.
Yeah.
Different shaped faces.
Younger,
some with
like different
larger
ages.
eyes. Yeah.
They're all different, like at least 10
In fact,
years
there's
apart.
nothing consistent about how they look.
There's something wrong with your parents.
But
I
very
have more
funny.
here. One Christmas, I had asked for a Game Boy and a copy of Pokemon Red. And on Christmas Eve, my dad loudly asked, "Are you looking forward to getting your Playboy in the morning?" So that's a good one.
Oh, that's funny.
I have that one anonymous. And then another one. This is from Mags. They were watching My So-Called Life. That you're putting your age on yourself there, Mags. We're getting a picture of the year. That would have been in those dark 90s when there's no real history recording what went on. Anyway, they're watching My
When
So-Called
people gave a
Life.
shit about
And he
injuries.
came in and asked, they're watching My So-Called Life, and he came in and asked, "Is that Hollywood 123?
Beverly Hills 902.
Beverly Hills 90210. So
Hollywood 1, 2, 3.
it was the wrong show altogether, but to come in, oh yes, Hollywood 123, is it? Beverly Hills 90210.
I love that.
Parents just don't understand.
Hollywood 1, 2, 3 it's like the Lidl version of 90210.
Yeah, and she said that
They don't have a go Lidl. I think they're a fine establishment. Their voice actors and the ads is really good.
I love going all Aldi with Amy Huberman. She said she liked that one because it's
Go full
like,
Lidl.
his attitude is just like, I'm a grown up, I'm not learning the names of the stuff you're watching.
Love
Like,
it.
and I think my auntie said that about Facebook years ago when Facebook was in the first big popular wave. My auntie was like, someone's like, you don't know what Facebook? She was like, I have more important things to think about than you doing that. Anyway, that's good. And then this one is good. On the topic of dads getting things wrong, this is from Jenny. Hey, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Her dad once referred to CMAT as MSG. I quite like that. MSG, of course, a lot of wild misinformation about MSG. It's just a bit of salt. It's actually
Just a bit of salt.
grand. Lots of chefs use it all.
But
Big time.
CMAT, all the information about that, accurate.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. She's doing great. Anna saw her in Australia, said it was absolutely amazing.
CMAT is killing it.
Yeah.
She's fucking
Yeah.
killing it.
Brilliant.
I saw some-
And great. Why not? Why wouldn't she?
She's almost at like the levels of like household name that MSG is.
Yeah.
Like she's getting
She's
close.
reaching
Probably
MSG
be
levels.
more popular than MSG. I mean, that might upset a lot of people, by saying that. People might start burning her albums. She's more popular than MSG. But I think it's getting true.
Monosodium glutamate.
That's
Is that
the
it?
one, yeah.
More Madison Square Gardens.
Oh.
Oh,
I
Is
don't
that what you thought of?
No, I thought of monosodium glutamate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time when I was in Tokyo, me and my partner, it's very rich food over there. You've got your kind of soupy broths and your ramens and everything, soy sauce. And at one point we were like, do you know what? I actually just love some vegetables and some eggs. You know what I mean? So we went down from the Airbnb. There was a little family mart there, and I bought some eggs and I got some salt and a few little bits. And came back and made some eggs and poured just a little bit of salt on it. Turned out to be MSG. Totally.
So you-
the exact opposite of what we were at. Oh God.
Wait,
We laughed.
No, thanks so much. Thanks so
You're
much.
so welcome.
is MSG in Pringles?
It's in the food you get from the Chinese takeaway.
Once you pop, famously, you can't stop. So
I need to get some in the house because it's good stuff.
You're trying to
It's
eat.
kind of pink.
Are you trying to eat? Are you trying to eat a lot of the food that's been left over that you.
Do you know? I thought like I'll tell you this, boys. Right?
Was your brain located in the top of your finger, Tony?
If you don't mind me saying, I thought we'd come in. We're fresh off the live shows. We're feeling good. We're gelled together. I was like, this podcast will be a breeze this week, and I tell you, it's been low bar stuff. It's not been. Maybe we have used up too much.
We
stuff.
have. We need the weekend.
This has been terrible.
This is the same. Yeah, come on.
I mean, we put in those. I thought like we joyously soar based on the ball bag there. Really, I've nothing left. I've nothing to give you. The lovely age story. I have nothing for you.
No,
I've nothing for you.
There's nothing for you here.
I mean, what do you want us to talk about?
Well,
Answer now. Somehow there's a time loop continuum thing. We'll hear you.
Speaking to your headphones.
because we met a lot of listeners. When we were doing our show, we met a lot of listeners. Everyone is listening to this when they're cleaning.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone is listening. This is the cleaning podcast. We should be giving tips on how to clean. Every single person was like, yeah, you should listen to that when I clean, when I'm doing the windows, when I'm getting behind the radiator, when I'm doing all this kind of stuff. And it's like,
Well, look,
I don't know
can I
what
give
it is. What are you cleaning at the moment? Text in if you're from the north, 1991514.
Yeah, text in from the north of Ireland.
What are you cleaning?
If you are cleaning something now, can I just give you a bit of a Marie Kondo philosophy? Because, I went to Japan one time and just pick up something in front of you, give it a hug, see if it sparks joy.
You know, Marie Kondo gave up on that herself.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah,
Love
she's
it.
like, sorry, that's shit. I don't do that anymore.
Sorry, that's...
She's like, I'm not doing that anymore. She just packed it in. Fair play. Probably made a couple of $1 million during that time. I was like, go for it, Marie Kondo. I love her. She's like, and I'm not doing that. She's like, no, just have a bit of mess.
Are you actually doing that? I was joking.
That's
I didn't
mad.
mean it.
You literally put all the shit you own into one room in a big pile and started hugging it. What are you fucking...
Are you mad? That was for TV. That was for TV. I wasn't actually meaning it.
I like that though. I
Yeah.
do like that we're accompanying people's cleaning. Like, I think that is this. I was said, Killian asked me this morning, he was like, how are you? And I said, I'm feeling good. I said, I was hydrated and I did a good bit of cleaning around the house today.
Lovely.
Put a real shape on the place.
Oh, yeah.
Just stuff that, it's been a busy week and, just stuff that gets on top of you, doesn't it? And I feel great. I think it's such a great thing to do.
Yes.
It's so nice.
do.
Is that aging that I take joy and pleasure from that?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's
Somebody
fine.
messaged in, Connor Nolan. Hello, Connor, the
Hello,
illustrator.
Connor
Hello,
Hello.
Connor Nolan.
Nolan,
Messaged
Funny
in,
influencer.
illustrator,
Right.
illustrator
Yeah, really love
from
Connor Nolan.
living in Dublin City.
City.
And he messaged in, he was like, went to the live shows and he sat around looking around. And then he was like to his girlfriend, he's like, oh my God, we are in our 30s. Because everyone was sitting there. It's a relatively expensive ticket, which we can't really control, to be fair.
So sorry.
It is quite expensive and all that stuff. And he's like, people who have, in a position that they have money in their pocket, and they're at the show and he's like, we're in our 30s. And then he sat there, just had that observation, and the couple behind them started talking about a new sauna they want to go visit. And then, Connor and I were saying, the sauna, I love the sauna, and so does he. So does Killian.
I love
Tony would like it if he went more.
I
but
was in one today.
You're in one today?
Well, after the gym, I did 15 minutes, but oh boy.
The sauna is about, this is my professional opinion, we're about to enter into 2020 sea swimming level of crap patter about saunas. That is incoming. People are going to do that. Then they mix it all together with sauna, sea swimming, gym plus coffee, all that crap. It is about to hit a big wave of really boring crap patter. So keep an eye out for that and let it pass you by, because the sauna is good.
Well, normally when that happens, then it migrates to something else because people don't want to be affiliated with any kind of
lame
crap.
thing.
Lame, even though 15 minutes or an hour or something a week is reduces heart attacks by 50% or something like that.
But you have to be going a
all that
lot.
shit.
You have to be going a lot to get
but
those type
even
of
though they have those benefits, people will be like, do you know what? Actually, no, it's a bit ick now. People are talking about
It's
it.
gonna
Even
turn
though
a bit
I
ick.
could, add 10 years to my life.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a bit ick. So
I'd rather die.
it'll be something else now. I mean, cold plunge is if someone brings it up, it's like, okay, twat, but it's still around, but it's not, it's
Yeah.
saunas
are amazing.
everywhere.
Reformer Pilates has come and gone as a shite patter topic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bit too niche, but we have to keep an eye on these things.
Do you guys think that it's a bit embarrassing for Irish people with the whole sauna things, because how did we not come up with them?
Oh well, I beg to differ. What about
What
the
do you
sweat lodges they would have built?
But we haven't had any saunas until now. We're a really cold country. All the other cold Northern European countries have had little hot rooms that they made. and they went into them and it made them feel good. We didn't think of that.
Maybe because we were far grin and bearing it all these years. There's history buffs listen to this podcast and historians. Let us know, because people do like the history. Another part of agent. We did have, to my limited knowledge, there was sweat lodgy style things in Ireland.
They found two ruins of sweat lodges or something like that they surmise.
Well, this is misinformation. This is misinformation.
How did we not
let
think of a hot room?
historians, the professors and researchers listen to this podcast, let us know about Ireland and their hot room history.
I reckon they did not want anything to do with the Vikings to be like, look, I'm not even taking the fucking good ideas. They came here, they're all jacked and all shagging all our birds. I don't want anything to do with them. It's like when, to spite ourselves, we ripped up all the fucking train tracks because the Brits put them down. I think it's the same mentality of like, I don't want anything those Nords are doing. Sorry.
You could have a hot room. Have you tried the hot room?
No, sorry, you're a Viking.
No,
we don't forget.
I know.
Sorry, we don't forget.
No, just the hot room is quite nice. You sometimes put an essence on it. It's very nice smelling.
Sorry,
it's good for
don't
the heart.
care.
Please, I know I've taken all your things, but
we spin the Vikings as a fun tourism thing of, oh, look at the melting pot of histories over the years, the various, and it's as if they were going, I'm not doing what them Vikings are doing. The Vikings murdered, raped, slaughtered, destroyed the place. It took hundreds of years for this assimilation, and they married in. People think they showed off the boats down in the Liffey, and they were like, oh, what a beautiful lady, I will take her. Yes, let's get married and make little mixy babies.
That's awful.
That's not what happened.
Okay, the Slovakian Vikings.
Hey man,
guys,
that wouldn't be very Swedish, man.
Okay,
you're anti-Viking.
You'd be Russian.
Anyone alive would have been anti-Viking because they soon would have been dead. I just think that's...
Do you know what they didn't account for, the Vikings? Higher than normal doors on a tower.
No!
They would stop at these towers and be like, monks, where are you, little monk? And then they'd find the door and be like, back to Gothenburg.
Wait, what if I make a little block and put little indents on the block and then put another little block on top and sort of build on top? Maybe like a Lego.
Maybe we should invent Lego to get up there and get the monk treasure.
Shane is, of course, right. The Vikings raped and pillaged, and they were awful. But then, you know, well, the word Russian comes from the Vikings. That is actually where Russia is named after. I think the Vikings. I remember seeing that in a program.
Oh yeah,
Rus has something to do with some sort of maybe a sword or a type of something that the Vikings had. Maybe it was a stick or something. I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hate.
Well, I'm in a huff, so
why are you in a huff?
I don't know. You just were very mean to me a minute ago.
Just
so
your accent wasn't great.
I'm sulking.
What,
oh no!
I don't know. I can't help it. I'm sulking.
What's happened?
Well, you were very mean to me about my quick attempt at a Viking accent that you said was Russian. Then, of course, we learned soon after. Oh, you said it was Slovakian. Okay,
yes.
Fair enough. All right.
Anyway,
well, I was in Slovakia and it reminded me of that, and it was so accurate. I brought a tear to my eye from the memories I had in Slovakia, and that was so beautiful, Shane. And actually, I'm so sorry for fucking upsetting you there, because I feel like, just sorry, man. I'm real sorry.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're going to be getting mad to Vikings now, because when you finish your Assassin's Creed, because you're playing Greece at the moment, and the next one's Vikings. I think you'll really enjoy it.
I like the Greek one. I'm playing this on the PlayStation or as the Playboy, I believe you call it.
Sucking and fucking around Athens.
My granny called it the policeman once. Somebody got stuff for Christmas, a PlayStation game. She's like, "What's that for the policeman?" She just because she just read.
Know the right names
she just
for
saw
anything.
a P and an L, and she was like, "I'll go with that, policeman." Yeah. And I like that game because it's very big, and also sometimes he has sex with men, and sometimes he has sex with women. He doesn't mind because he's Greek.
He's Greek. That's
Polyam.
what they do. Yeah.
And going.
You sent us in a photo of one of the games that you were playing. You sent it into the thing, and it was a big, like, rock man with a rock willy.
A statue.
It was a statue.
Rock man. Sculpture.
A sculpture
His
with
penis
a big,
was in it. It was Zeus.
Sounds like the
Zeus.
bloody Colossus of Rides.
That's good. Yeah.
It's really good.
Anyway, I'd like to go to Greece. The learning of the Greek mythology was impactful for little gay boys, because they're like, they do the Olympics, and they used to do it in the nude, and all the gay boys were like, obviously I'm 7 and everything, but I'm really into that. Whatever. That has taken my attention.
Yeah.
Avuntor, Talk to gum, and were they fucking hot? Like you just there was something there in that you're obviously a little child, pre-sexual and all that stuff, but you were like, so these athletes, they ran together nude, they bathed in hot Roman. That's I know. I'm switching to Romans to Greeks. You're like, what? Right, okay. No, that's cool. No, I'm with you. It's just something.
The students like what they want to do. It's just hand in the air. Go, Miss, tell us about the Greeks again.
Any more of the Greeks? Any more of the
Shane,
Greeks?
You forgot your gear today and all your uniform and clothes. It's like, we play a bit of discus. Guys, can we play a bit of discus? Guys, come on, get the kit off, play a bit of discus with me.
None of the girls.
Yeah.
Do you have the nude in school dream? Do you ever have that?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever experienced it?
No.
I had, and I tell you, it was my version. I'm just talking about dreams now, but it was always like, I'm naked in school, great, and then regret would seep in. I was like, I regret this now. That's my version of it.
I weirdly like put myself in a situation where I kind of recreated that dream in school, in the real world. I remember in transition year one time, we were just dossing all the time. I pulled my cacks down all the way down to my ankles, underwear and everything, during the class. And I was like, asking Miss McLaughlin a question. And I was like, Miss, and then I was asking a question and everyone was laughing. And people she didn't know why they were laughing. Yeah. And then she said, Tony, I don't know what's going on. Come up here. And I was like, no, I can't do that. And then luckily my cousin Omar got her attention and I pulled the cacks up and I went over. But it was probably the biggest thrill of my life.
That's very bold.
Very bold.
You did both. Both went down.
Both went down. Wow. Mickey to the breeze.
Jesus
That's the way it was back then.
Yeah, but that's bad behavior.
That's very bad. You could have got that teacher in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Why would she be in trouble?
Yeah,
the way I would have spun it.
Yeah,
if
you're like
known,
a kamikaze, like sex, like
she'd have had to make a note of it. If she'd known that's what happened.
Everywhere.
Yeah, she'd have to make a note. T. Cantwell took down undressed his bottom half. She'd have to make some kind of note for the future. Terrible. Terrible bold. Anyway, look, don't be doing that.
Trying to get her fired.
Don't
be doing that.
Mickeys aren't funny anymore.
No.
Which is, I understand. But it was then.
No.
Mickeys just aren't funny anymore.
They are funny as well.
No, Mickey character who might pop around the playground. They were the Willies back in the 90s. The Willies were. It was a funny little guy that you might see, and he'd pop in here and there.
I'm uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
There's something uncomfortable there because we're talking about school children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, speaking of Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain, so we can do whatever we want with that.
Okay, do your Mickey Mouse.
I'm gonna pull my I've gone to Miss Piggy.
I love Miss Piggy.
That's kind of thing.
That's kind of good, yeah.
Yeah. Look, thanks very much for listening to the pod. We need to have a good, cold, hard look at ourselves.
We need to have a sit down and we need to have a strategy.
Yeah.
We should have probably taken the week off.
Yeah, I think so.
We're
coming back next week with a very, very structured, topic-based podcast.
Yes.
That's part interview, part current affairs, and yes,
the news,
nudes.
Yeah, nudes in the news. So, and that is, of course, Series 6 starting next week of Young Hot Guys. We're on Series 6.
Guys, I can't believe we're almost...
Jesus, we can't believe just finishing our 5th series. Yes. It's been incredible.
Anyone who does series-based podcasts is a coward.
Well, people do series-based podcasts and it just changes week to week into the new series.
No, you're a coward.
Yeah, come on, go away. I know who you're talking about.
You say, who says that a series is 6 episodes like some caveman back 300 years ago? My series starts episode 1. Episode 1. Next series starts episode 2. Within a week, within a month, I've had 4 series. Over 3 months, I've had 12 series. After a year, you're toast. 2 years, you're done.
You think I'm crazy. You're crazy for believing a series has to be more than 6 episodes like some guy in a cave formed 200 years ago. Is that what he says 200 years ago?
That's the best bit of the whole thing, is that he says, like some guy in a cave 300 years ago.
I thought you were doing a version of, a man did say this about podcasting?
No, he said it about he has 3 days
hours in a day.
Hours in a day.
He said that you think he does a day, his day starts 9 to 12.
This is some internet
one
man.
Day. Yeah. Then the next day starts 1 to 4. And then he has another day from 6 until 10. Okay. And then he's had 3 days. And then he's like, after a week, you're toast.
Yeah.
After a month, you're gone. He's like,
That is so foolish.
it's so foolish. But he says, you think I'm crazy? You're crazy for thinking a day is 24 hours, like some guy in a cave 300 years ago.
Okay, right. So this guy in caves 300 years ago. Like, I mean, how many errors are there?
In
People did not live in
1724.
caves for the most part 300 years ago.
1725.
Post Shakespeare, people went back and lived in caves again. Some people in some areas do live in caves and that kind of what we call more primitive dwellings, and that's ongoing. And of course,
Multiple empires with huge naval fleets.
Yeah, but like also the men in the caves didn't break it down into hours. Like that all came later, and also those are just time based on our rotations around the beautiful sun.
In fairness,
Helios.
he probably was still like making the same, like maybe less historically inaccurate than we have been on this podcast today.
It reminds me though, it's the type of logic of
I don't
these
want
go
too
to
many
11.
corrections.
I'm like, he's being the guy from
Yeah.
the Spinal Tap. He's like, these go to 11
Yes.
because he thinks that's
great.
louder than 10. They're like, yeah, but they just called it 11. That's what he
brilliant.
calls them a day. And that famously, the scene that's based on stupidity is the joke there.
Yes.
The man's ignorance. So that guy, what's his name? Name and shame?
Don't know, but his
Don't
face
know.
looks like it's about to burst
Yeah.
out of the side of it.
His face looks like the burst out of the side of it.
Just
Okay.
look up Google man whose skin looks like it's working so hard to keep his face in his skull. On his skull.
Is it like the guy who only eats meat and he thinks that's every time he talks about eating meat, it's like a victory over all of us idiots?
The Liver King.
The Liver King.
No,
That's my guy.
is an English guy.
I don't know. The Liver King is my guy. I fucking find that guy so funny.
This guy's like, I didn't have this bread. I just had this meat. And you're like, okay, I know. Like, you keep telling us that. Like, leave it. Like, I like the other food.
The best part of
Does he
Liver
have
King
3
is that it
breakfasts?
turned out he was
Sorry.
just on loads of steroids.
Yeah, I've covered him before. I don't even know what the Liver King looks like, but I've learned from sitting here with
A
you.
bag of vacuum packed sausages is what he looks like.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burnt vacuum
Broken,
packed
like
sausages.
broken up, like crumbly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting stressed now because I have a gig every night this week. Isn't that terrible?
Oh,
Sometimes twice. Yeah, I'm doing too. Like, this part of the day, all this morning, lovely, felt great, cleaned the house, stay hydrated, get going. Then I come in, do the podcast, got the coffee, saw the hot guys, how you doing? Now I'm up here doing the podcast, now it's nearly over and I'm like, oh, great, here we go.
Well, I think
gigging
after
away.
these podcasts, you're going to feel like, pretty fired up about how funny we are. You know what I mean? Your
No,
ability
not-
will be there.
Sometimes I do feel that, Tony, but I really don't think so today.
You are now less funny having been in this room.
Yeah, and I'm less...
I think I'm going to be in a bad mood with my kids later.
I'm playing five-a-side later. And
That'd be great.
You're going to be
and
hacking.
I'm going to be hacking people.
Holy shit.
No, who's not funny now?
And they'd be like, Killian, man, shit.
Sorry, guys,
A
sorry.
hard day at work. I
forgot how you
was
talk to
shy
your
on my podcast. Everyone can relate to that. You know when you're crap on your podcast?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Were we that crap? I don't know.
I don't know. Look,
No,
it's
we
fun
weren't.
to
It was a lot
joke
of
about
fun.
as well.
Can I request something of the listeners? Can you all just give Tony, I know this isn't like, say his therapist would say this isn't a good thing to do, but please just send him a little message saying, real sorry about your finger. Are you doing okay? Is there
Thank you.
anything I can do?
Yeah,
Just send him
thank
that. Because give him a little bit of a nice,
Just something. Let the baby have its bottle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let the baby have his
I
bottle.
should have put something up being like, guys, awful news about my finger. We'll post more later.
Yeah.
You know?
And then when you do post, you could say, I don't normally post stuff like this, so
Yeah.
bear with me here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have took a picture of it when I was bleeding, being like, random Wednesday. Guys, sorry, I didn't mean to scare anyone there. Just, no, it actually is okay. Sorry.
use the one where you're like in a hospital
With
and you
the
go, today's office is not so bad.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah.
the
Just
wrong
mix
kind-
them all up.
mix them
Yeah,
all
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Oh, I've had worse Thursdays. Like,
Guys, no, honestly, I was just giving blood. I don't know why they put me in the gown. No, look, thanks very much for the messages. Jesus Christ, like, it's great to know you're
pint
there.
of blood. Be rude not to.
Be really, yeah.
Of a Thursday.
Yeah, that's beer garden weather. Just blood dripping down your hand.
Tony, go to the hospital.
No.
Wait. I'm tweeting with your phone covered in blood.
Yeah.
We
Was.
in my brothers and partners WhatsApp group, somebody sent in mocking people who do that, like be rude not to in the airport. You know, you do your pint in the air before you go, but they did hashtag be rude not to.
Oh, wow.
And then because when you do a hashtag, all the words are all together, and then someone thought it was an Italian word they were doing, as in like buongiorno or something.
Or rude
so,
not to.
so it's like brudinotto. So now we call it do your brudinotto.
Brudinotto.
It's good. Jokes are good. Jokes are
Jokes
good,
are really
aren't they?
good.
To keep jokes
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
This has been like a Lord of the Rings ending of this podcast, and that it's we tried to end it multiple times, and we haven't.
It never will stop, this podcast. I'm personally holding on to it because, like I say, I now have to think tonight is like new material and I'm hosting it. But by the way, they just threw that, they threw that in last minute. They're like, shut yourself and Kevin, and then go up and do, if you could just go up at the start and say, I'll be on the second half, but Kevin's going to go on. I was like, that is hosting. Like that is, you know, stop trying to pretend I don't have to be the host of it. And now I will host it. Anyway, go on. Sure, go on. Listen,
Sure,
you're
go
very
on.
good.
Look,
You're
sure,
very
listen.
good.
Sure, listen, go.
Listen, you're probably busy. You have all stuff to do, and I hope you got your cleaning finished.
Yes.
Because there is that devastating moment where you're in the middle of a thing, and then your little podcast ends, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, now I have to sit with my own thoughts. And as you know, we're all in this game of running away from our own thoughts and running away from our own feelings. And I got confused because Brezzy was like, if your head's, you know, have mental health, go for a run. But I thought you meant run away from your problems. I've been doing that for years now.
Yeah.
So I'm in an absolute mess. I haven't addressed a single issue of mine in well over a decade, and it's becoming to the point that like I'm actually having cardiac issues, and kind of the capillaries in my fingers are actually starting to weaken because the blood flow and the oxygenated blood flow is not
Just do
getting
what Tony
around.
says and chop the top
I
of your
might
fingers
have
off.
to just chop
Yeah,
bloodletting.
maybe chop it off.
Bloodletting.
Bloodletting,
Yes,
yeah,
I might have to.
there.
Well, that's good. Thanks for sharing that, Shane. And
Yeah.
can I just say,
Shane.
can I just say, you missed a spot.
Killian. We'll talk to you next week, guys.
Bye.
They're attractive. They're very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around. Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy. It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Killian Sundermann!